Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Stock Market Update video. Today we'll be looking at QQQ as well as the 7 mega cap techs, Tesla, Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Nvidia. Looking at their support and resistance levels, as well as what I think the most likely scenario will be happening going into next week. So there's no trading on Monday, and let's get started. So we're looking at QQQ on the hourly time frame, and currently we have been chopping for 2 weeks, and I think we're pretty close to breaking out either direction very, very soon. Right now, I am slightly leaning towards a little bit more bullish. It's more like a 55 to 60% and bullish, and the opposite would be obviously 40% bearish. So what I want to see as a bull is we continue to make these higher lows and break out of this pretty much this range. So we had a falling wedge for a while. We've been talking about that falling wedge for some time, and it broke bear down here, but there was zero follow through from that Nvidia's earnings, and then we tightened up into an equilibrium here, meaning the lows and the highs never breaks above the prior ranges. So that's an equilibrium tightening range. And then we got that huge move into the end of the day where we got that end of the month rebalancing move into closing. And you can see we kind of just peaked right above it where this high. So I call that a double top still. So what I want to see is as a bull on Tuesday is, or even overnight before market even opens, I want to see us break above these levels and get a clear break out of this tiny range. That will make me shift my bullish percentage a little bit even higher. And then we'll be looking at see if we can break this high for a bull break. So if we do that, that's a weekly bull flag confirming. So we zoom out to the weekly time frame, right? Let's see here. So big move up, bull flag, right? Let's just measure it. Without measuring, you can know it's not. We barely even retraced 38%, right? So still above this yellow box. So very, very clear. It's a bull flag. And if we do break above it, right, where this high last week's, not last week, 2 weeks ago's high, then that's a bull flag confirm. Then that would mean that we're probably going to look closer to this all-time high level. And if Q's break out from here, SPY is going to make a new all-time high. There's also another scenario where we do break out from here, and it ends up being a fake out and forms a head. So it'll be a left shoulder, head and shoulders pattern, where it's a bearish pattern, and then we form that right shoulder here. So there's two scenarios here I'm looking at because this is a pretty significant drop, as well as our first rate cut is coming up in September 18th or something. So in about 2 weeks, give or take, right? So usually on the first rate cut, there's going to be some volatility in the market, and elections are coming up as well. So I'm not as convinced here, even if we break bull here, that we're going to shoot straight up to all-time highs and then break above that. So we may get that fake out as well, where we break to all-time highs, just peaked above it, and then fall back as well, or this head and shoulders I'm talking about. But we'll take it one step at a time. Obviously, this will take a long time because there's a lot of weeks. It's kind of only for 1 week, right? If we start seeing, we head up here, and then it starts to form that head, and then we make a higher low, then obviously this whole pattern is gone, right? So we take it one step at a time, 1 week at a time, and as long as bulls don't give us any red flags, we keep making higher lows, and that's no big deal. We'll just keep on playing with the trend. So that's why I talk about always following the trend. It's the most important. You can guess. Nobody's going to know what's going to happen in the market exactly. We can guess. We can prepare for it. Set your stop losses, and for a clear level where if it breaks, right, you're wrong. If it breaks, you're right. Just have a clear level to play off of. Yeah, so that's what currently I'm looking at for you bears. Obviously break this low. That would mean a potential EQ about the break bull and then fake out, and then we came lower. So pretty much this low just kind of bounced off of this low, and this low isn't even that significant, to be honest. So that means the bulls are playing pretty good defense, if you ask me, overall. So, but as long as bears cannot break below any key structures, we're not really going to go anywhere lower for now. Obviously this could change in one day where we just get that big flush. Yeah, it's about 2.4%. We have seen that here on that drop, so anything can happen. So, all right, that's my take on the market, and let's take a look at the overall underlying of the market, where all these 7 mega cap techs are the majority of the holdings in the market. So they would definitely affect how the market moves. And let's see here. So Tesla has been relative weak, and it's starting to. So it's still a tiny range here. So you can see big move down, big move up, right? The next move is not. It's always going to be within the prior move. So this move down did not break this low, and then we bounced again. So we're about to break out. If we can break out from here, you can see this resistance, right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. 3rd rejection, 4 rejections, 5 rejections, and we're just under it. So ideally, bulls want to break out from here. If we can break out from there, then we may potentially look for first level. Will be closer to this, around this 220 to 21 zone, and there's a lot of volume gap here, so it should be easy for bulls to push up to 233. That's the next level I'm looking at if they can break this 220 zones. Bears break this pivot low where we had on Wednesday. Then we can potentially look for this low. You can see pretty much on that low is pretty much where we bounce off of it here. So prior resistance, now against support. That's a good sign for now. And it did slightly outperform on Friday, about 3.8%. So that's good. So we may see a breakout from here, from there. All right, let's take a look at Meta. Let's see what Meta's doing. No red flags. Just holding an all-time high structure and getting ready to retest the all-time high again. So pretty much this was all-time high, and then we tried it once, tried it twice, didn't go over, get over, and sold off a little bit. And even if this sold off, was no red flags because it's just a shallow pullback. Zoom out to the daily chart, right? It looks just like a bull flag. From the bottom move to the top of the move, we retraced close to maybe 35%, and we held above the prior support. Resistance, 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 resistance. Now acting as support, right? Bounce on over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Still holding. So bears, very clear level to break this level, right? We may start flushing a little bit lower. Bulls, just keep holding that level. And then once the market starts heading up, let's see if Meta can head up with it. And then potential break to all-time highs if we can. The market starts breaking bull. But market starts breaking bear, then this support is going to break. This 515 support is going to break. All right, let's look at Amazon here. Amazon. It's a good look, honestly. Lead bull on Friday. It was like it was a 2-point-something% move. Anyways, so pretty much this structure is just back testing this structure, and you can see this low pretty much marked exactly this high. I think I talked about this on Wednesday, saying resistance, 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 resistance for 4 days or 3 days. Now I can support. Now we want to see it bounce off of that and continuation of higher. Although still in a tightening range, we can see go down, pick them up, pick them down, pick them up. So Amazon wants to break this high for that tightening range to be a bull break. That will help the market. If we can bull break that, then we're looking back up at this structure, which where we broke down from 2 weeks ago. So yeah, so break down from here. Then we potentially look for that 186 if we can break this high. So this is the first resistance we're looking at. Then 186 would be the second one. Bears break this low, this pivot, then we may continue to tighten up. Right? If it goes like that, and then you guys break that pivot, then that's a bear break from that tiny range. All right, let's look at Google. Google has just been the weakest of the weakest still. Yeah. So essentially, it's just trying to hold above this structure right here, right? Resistance, 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 resistance. bear break below it, but there's still a bunch of volume down here, right? Bounce back up, but this really haven't changed anything for bulls or bears. Bears need to really break below this structure. Bulls need to go break above this structure. So let's see when they bounce. Can they get above at least 165, which is going to be strong resistance here? We're rejected from there on Thursday. And you can see how many times we have tried to stay up, but couldn't do it. So yeah, 196 is super key resistance for me. If we break above, back test, bounce off that, then that's a good sign. And that will also help the market. And for you bears, try to get at least to the low of this structure. See if there's any liquidity there. But for now, they still need to break this low before we even get there. Microsoft here. Similar look to Amazon. Go down, pick up, go down, pick up, and just tightening up. So let's see if these tightening ranges can resolve this week. And we'll get some bigger moves. So just kind of like this, right? Tightening range. Once it breaks, it doesn't have to break exactly out of this triangle, but as long as it breaks above the pivots, first pivot is this, Friday's high, then we're looking at this. It breaks above that, then it's a clear bull break. Then we're looking closer to this 430 zone. We can break above these two pivots. The bears, right? First pivot is down here, and then the last pivot is all the way over there, which is probably they need to break this structure first. So, which is this pivot. They break this pivot, and they're likely looking for this 400 zone, psychological zone. But for now, I'm slightly leaning towards bull because the market looks like it's breaking bull. So when the market breaks bull, it will help these mega cap techs as well to drag higher. But we'll see. It's still like right in the middle of the range. This could happen. That's why I'm 60-40 because this could be anybody's game still. We haven't actually broken out yet. So, and let's look at Apple. Apple here. Where this line is. Must be the. All right, so Apple, no red flag either. Just chugging along. It's lead bull, pretty much one of the best, cleanest chart at the moment, right? Bounce, and then didn't even have like a really like a red day or anything, right? You had these like tiny red days, and then we just kind of bought up. So yeah, zero signs of red flag if you ask me. Other than this may potentially shape up like a big equilibrium. If we're really gonna get really bearish in the market, this needs to tighten up. But for now, no signs of that yet, right? At least you need to at least break below this wall right here. We literally bounce off the support like 10 days or something, right? Resistance, longer term resistance, all the way goes all the way back here, and literally like act as a support for like 8 trading days, it's like 2 weeks. And then we did break bull, but zero follow through. So might just go a little bit sideways along these areas. And just probably just waiting for the market overall to see which direction it wants to go as well. Market needs to head higher. Apple needs to break above this all-time high, in my opinion. And Google needs to catch up. Or it can just go sideways, right? And the rest of them could go head higher. Google catches up. Microsoft catches up. Amazon, catches up. Meta and Amazon, Meta and Apple just chill sideways and not drop, right? Chill sideways, go up a little bit or something. Market can still go up. What's key for me is still Nvidia, because we haven't broken out of this range yet. So resistance, rejection, resistance. Earnings report, tank, and we're kind of holding. Like we're having a tiny range here as well. You can see this little mini tiny range. And so we'll see which way it breaks. out of this range very soon. Yeah, probably or Tuesday or Wednesday is going to break, right? It's getting really tight. And if it breaks bear, I'm looking at down at closer to 113, which is, yeah, 113. Support. If it breaks there, then we're probably looking down closer to this 107. That means we've also broke bear out of this tiny range. And if we work well, we're just looking back up to this structure again. First level of resistance, 123. Break above that, 127. Break above that. We're looking at closer to this top. This 128 top, 129. Break above that, we're looking at closer to all-time highs. So very key. If we can do that, market's probably near all-time high as well. So this tiny range is very key for market overall when it breaks. Yeah. All right, let's take off, you guys. I will see you guys probably Wednesday because markets close on Monday. And have the rest of you guys weekend and check out the YouTube and support the YouTube with the Patreon link as well. And have a great rest of you guys a long weekend.